Welcome back, my fellow duplicates. Today I've got some more oxygen not included for you. Now, today I'm going to be trying to focus here on getting rid of the germs out of my water. So right now I have been storing up this extra water inside of this liquid reservoir, but as you can see right down here, there's a fair amount of food poisoning. Ew. So I want to be able to get rid of all of that so that I can make use of the little extra water that I do get out of my lavatory here. I have a little spot where I've got a little bit of water right up here, but that's not going to last all that long. Matter of fact, I might even be able to mop some of that up and just kind of take care of it. Nope, not yet. But the real key here is how do I get kind of the germs out of my polluted water? Because if I can do that, and I can do that automatically, then I can use that water for all sorts of things. One of the things I would like to try to grow here is tofu. But the thing is that tofu uses 50 kilograms of water every time you do this. So you can see how that can become a slight problem. Here's another thing that I'm working on right here. I'm just kind of building up these mechanized airlocks here. That just kind of makes this whole thing look a little bit more official. What I'd like to have going on here is kind of have this thing look like a singular building that you kind of just go up inside and, you know, do the things that you do. So in addition to kind of the tofu and everything is going to be ethanol. I have a lot of arbor trees inside of this base, so I'm going to try to make use of that. And the thing is, if we run ethanol into a petroleum generator, we will then produce more polluted water out of it, which is awesome because we can convert that into clean water and use it for all sorts of things like oxygen. Not only that, we're going to be getting carbon dioxide out of this, which again, like I talked about before, when we kind of run that through our oxyferns, those end up as oxygen, although it does convert a little bit of water into oxygen and all that fun stuff. So there's really a process of converting lumber into oxygen that we're going to step through. It's probably going to take a couple episodes because there's a lot of equipment involved in that. But for starters, what I need to do is make sure that I'm not getting a bunch of germs out there because there's a good chance I'm going to end up using this for a micro-musher. Alternatively, I could just make really nasty food and clean it up, which might not actually be a bad idea. All right, so we can see that the bottom row of oxyferns down here is all up and running, so that's great. We're gonna go ahead and wrangle this guy up, just take care of him real quick. I think another thing I'm going to do here is focus on a water tank right down here. It's kind of what I got going on over here on the left, except for I think I might just use this obsidian chunk right down here because that just looks like a fantastic spot for a water tank. Might be a little hard to breathe for a little while down there, dupes, but I think I'll do it okay. So here we go. I'll just do this number, and we'll make this out of obsidian. Haha. You see that I don't have enough materials at the moment, but I think that won't last too long because I can get down there and I can dig all of that up. So one of the tricks when you're going to like dig up stuff like this is to always use the materials that are available to you. So in this case, I'm using obsidian ladders and whatnot in order to get in here and do what I need to do. Here's the other thing. I don't have gold amalgam yet. Interesting. I would put that down here just to kind of make sure I don't get, stuff doesn't get too hot. All right, so we're wrangling up our Pip here. Goodbye, Pip. Bloop. Ada, are you stuck? Don't be stuck, Ada. Ada, that is a very dangerous spot to be. Ada, 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 move. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Set the priorities for the ladders to be just a little bit higher than everything else. Okay. Okay, so one of the techs I just unlocked here is the desalinator. So that will right there will enable me to get nice clean water out of our salt water. So you can see here you get water, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of heat. But the thing is, it takes 480 watts, so it does take a little bit of power. That will at least allow me to get over here and kind of start to process this area that is full of all of this good salt water, which does include water weeds. Ooh. The real question here is now, where am I going to put my farm? Do I want to build it off of this? Right now I'm kind of like stuck with this water right here. I just kind of need to get rid of it. So I might as well just keep doing more research. All right, Meep, so how are you doing over here? You seem to be doing okay. What are your skills like? Probably got a few of them. Ada, unfortunately, I think you're out of morale. That's unfortunate. Lurda, you can do a little bit more. You can go all the way up to rockets. Maybe I should do that. Well, I can go ahead and throw some farming in there. That would be good for you. Ah, see, that's what I'm missing right there. Animal control, the squirrel wheel. Mate, don't worry. Got you covered. You don't have to sit here and run on that wheel all day. This is gonna take a long time for my dupes to build this, because there's just no oxygen down there. Just hold your breath, dupes. You'll be fine. That and find some gold amalgam, please. That would be very nice. Alright, so what I really need to get to is this bleach stone over here, because once I get to that, then I can actually start to build up a little environment where I'm going to have this chlorine. Now, where do I want to build that? Gosh, this would be a good spot for a chlorine, but the only thing is it's right next to all of this carbon dioxide, which means I would have to actively filter it. However, if I did put food in here, boom, we take care of that. If I did get some water down here, boom, I could take care of that as well. However, here's the other thing. This is a nature reserve, and I don't want to mess with my nature reserve. Right now, that's a great thing. So this area right over here to the right, what I'd like to have there is just kind of my automated storage system. So I don't really want to use that area as well. This is going to be power over here, because that's kind of already what I have going on, so. Where to build the stuff that I want to build. Alright, so here's my blueprint for cleaning up the water. So inside of here, you can see that I have a reservoir. That's going to sit on top of a door, which is hooked up to a cycle sensor right there. Okay, so in order to automatically clean my water here, I'm actually going to need to research the liquid pipe sensors. So if I look up germ, I should be able to find this. Oh yeah, I'm going to need these right there. But I think I found a great spot for this little unit. If I take that and I put it right down here above the tank, then I should have a really good location for it. So I could probably just slap it right there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a blueprint of that. And then I can take this and I can kind of position it. Ooh, I could tuck it in right there if I wanted to. Ooh, we can get ourselves a little poke shell. Welcome. Maybe that's what I should ranch up over there. Ooh, research complete. Awesome. So that is going to be found right here. The liquid germ sensor. Oh no. It requires plastic. I forgot about that. Oh, where am I going to find plastic now? Uh-oh. I'm not seeing any little Drecos that are going to be right for me. I might actually have to ranch these. Because I also don't see any sort of oil or petroleum or anything like that. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, so here's what I can do. I can go ahead and run a little bit more advanced automation here. So what I can use here is a signal counter. So then I can count the amount of cycles and then open the door for a certain amount of time. That way, if we keep this thing closed for over a single cycle, well, all the germs are going to be killed off regardless. I won't even have to check it. It's running a little bit dangerous, but you know what? I think it'll be okay. Famous last words. Alright, so after a bit of thinking here, I think I have an automation signal that'll actually work here. And what I'm going to use is one of the new things here. This is going to work off of a timer and a counter. And the idea here is that I'm going to run basically, I guess what I'm going to call it is a 3 count. So, the valve will open for a set amount of time, letting liquid into the reservoir. Then this will close, and this door will open, and we will just sit down here and kill the germs. And then the door will close, letting the liquid flow out for a certain amount of time. After that, the whole thing resets, and then the liquid shutoff then runs again. So the idea is that we can use this timer over here to kind of signal through this and to count up a certain amount and then reset it after that. If it works, I'll explain it in more detail. If not, oh, well then I'll try something else. Maybe. Now again, if this does work, then I don't need this liquid shutoff at all, which could actually make this whole thing a little bit more compact. Alright, so I've got some automation running here. This thing's running back and forth by 10 seconds. Liquid flows in, shuts off, we kill the germs, we let the liquid flow out, and then we reset. And now the water flows back in. So it really is a 4-step thing, which is kind of weird. but I guess I'm okay with it. What if I were to turn this down to 1? Yeah. All right, so there we go. Technically that works. Let's see how it actually functions in the real world. All right, so before I go and test this with germy water, I'm gonna try it out with some clean water, just because I'm not 100% sure that this thing is going to work as I want it to. So for starters, we're just gonna go ahead and do this number. That means the water's just going to flow out over here, and then we'll just kind of let it flow, I don't know, right down into this tank right there, because I do need to move water down here. So that means I need to pump some nice clean water over to that. Oh man, more Paku! Watch out! Okay, so here's some clean water. Right over here. Not a ton of it, but enough for my little experiment. So we'll grab that number. We'll just kind of pipe it up and over. And we'll plug it in. Oh, you know what else we can do down here? Oh, yes. We can use hydro sensors in this area down here in order to automatically bring the water level up just high enough so that we can use a pitcher pump if we need to. All right. One thing at a time. We need water to this thing. And we're going to need some bleach stone down here in order to fill that with chlorine gas. All right, Super Meep, what are you up to? Oh, gosh, you're not doing anything again. All right. We do have a squirrel wheel. You're set, dude. Now, all we need is a spot where we can just... Oh, yeah, we got a couple of arbor trees right down here. This looks like a fantastic spot for a little power plant. All right, so Super Meep's working on the squirrel wheels over here for the power plant. That's going to be on the modded side of things. That'll be kind of fun. Meanwhile, I'm working on cleaning up all of our polluted water. So that's over here on this side. Looks like I'm just about ready for my first test, except for we don't have any chlorine yet. I do need to get over here and dig up this bleach stone. So let's go ahead and do that real quick, dupes. I do have a little bit of chlorine gas floating around, so I might want to grab that. But for right now, I think I'm just going to try to use bleach stone and then punch out the bottom down here. Just to kind of let the carbon dioxide get pushed out by the chlorine gas. Another thing is I moved one of my pips here. I think I moved the good pip over here to the right. Yeah, there you go. Doing your little thing. All right, so I'm going to set this to a nice high priority over here. Take all of our bleach stone, put it inside of this storage bin. That will off-gas its bleach. Means right down here, I'm going to get a little bit of carbon dioxide. Actually, can I use a gas element sensor to kind of clear this area out? You know what? I think I can. If I take this automation signal, push it up over here like this, get rid of that, means I could put a little bit of a door right down here if I wanted to, either vertical or to the side, which would allow the carbon dioxide to flow out. And I would simply have this on if it is sensing carbon dioxide. Ha! Ha! Yes, just a little bit more automation. Beautiful. Super Meep, you're idle again. I can't keep up with you, man. Seriously. All right, so inside of here, we need pips. There you go. Pip. Does a squirrel wheel require a pip? Let's go ahead and wrangle that thing up. Meep, Super Meep. You need a ranching skill. You don't have skills. Oh, you know what, Meep? I noticed a little something over here. You don't have the right stuff in this area. What you need is the tiny pneumatic doors in order to go through that area. Here, let me crank that up for you real quick. You're gonna want to clear that out. Thank you. Same with that one. Thank you. I really do like the way modded buildings work. Look, it's just awesome. Like, wallpaper's the best thing ever. I'm entirely biased though, just so you guys are aware of that. Here we go. We can bring that right over there. Ooh, and how about a little bit more decoration? Actually, you know what? We got little utilities here. We can kind of line things up. This is the infirmary tag, in case we're wondering. It's gonna go that way. A little bit of a natural environment tag. Okay, so I've enabled a new mod down here. This is suppress notifications. So the thing is, I have a lot of these doors here that are really not plugged in. Same with the dispensers. I just don't need those little, like, icons flashing around all the time. So I'll try to keep that nice and clean. There we go. Alright, so this gas element sensor here is looking for carbon dioxide. If we notice it, it's going to open up. Aha! Hopefully, this means that we'll be able to kind of push out the rest of this carbon dioxide with chlorine gas, so long as it's powerful enough. This does mean I might need to force in a lot, though. But for starters, I can still test this thing out to see if the liquid is going to work as I would hope it to. So let's go ahead and just plug that in real quick. Alright, so here comes the water. We'll let this run nice and slow. Water's flowing in. Currently, the automation is set to nothing, so here we go. Cycle number 1. The water is now flowing in, although it's already flowing out, which is not what I wanted it to do. So that, right off the bat, is not working correctly. Alright, so let's give this another try. The liquid is flowing in, which is what I want. And then it turns off. And that thing is open, so therefore we will be killing the germs at this point. Then the next signal is going to come around. That door will close. The water will flow out. And then, as that water flows out, it'll be clean, free of germs. Everything clears, and then the next cycle comes through. We let more water in. Ha! I think that'll work just fine. Alright, so now just to get the carbon dioxide out of there. Originally I thought I could just put in a little bit of chlorine on top of that and force it out, which I might still be able to do if I were to use a pump. I could put a gas vent here and just actually pump in a little bit of gas. If I wanted to do the right thing, I could do that. Gas pipe element sensor, but I don't have a germ sensor. Well, I could do the element sensor. That'd be fine. Just do this, then a gas shut off right here. And then just run that over here for a little while, for a little gas vent or something. And then I'll detect chlorine gas. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to force it right down here into this chamber. So, using power, we're just going to do this number right there, and then I'll put a little bit of a gas pump right here, and that'll just let it flow past that detector, which will be hooked up to an automation signal, just like that. So there's a little bit of chlorine gas here, and we should be able to suck that up. Super Meep, yes, you can finally do some ranching. Finally. Good deal. There we go. Move that, Pip. There we go. Now, Pip, do your thing. Get on that squirrel wheel. You know you want to. Okay, fine. Have a little bite to eat, and then get on the squirrel wheel. Come on, Pip. Come on, Pip. You can do it. Alright, so, are we all ready to go here? Yes, we are. Let's plug it in. And see if we can get some... And see if I can get to the point where I can clean up my water. How are we doing? Ooh, yeah, we're at 900 kilograms up there. Not a huge amount, but some. Oops, and this needs to be set to chlorine gas. Hang on. There we go. Activated, nice clean. There goes chlorine. Aha! Let's push out that carbon dioxide. How are we doing down here? Ooh, we've got a lot of chlorine. Still all carbon dioxide down here. Ugh. I might have no choice but to put a pump down there. This is the most unnecessary thing I've ever done. But whatever. We're building up a bunch of mechanized airlocks here. This will automatically bring the water level up to a certain point. It'll look cool. That might be its only real benefit. Alright, so how are we doing here? Ooh, we have lots of chlorine. A little bit of carbon dioxide still hanging on there. Alright, so I guess I'm just gonna have to pump that out. Try as I might, I'm really not able to suck up all the carbon dioxide that I need. If you go over to the gas overlay, you can see that, yep, there's a little bit of it right here, but we're really not talking about a whole lot. Who's suffocating? Me? No, get out of there, bud. Let's grab some power real quick. Throw it over there. Hey, speaking of power, look at these pips go. Oh no, what happened to the arbor tree? Ooh, they're gonna get hungry. Meep, what'd you do? Okay, well, in that case, I need to dig up this stuff down here so that they can actually do that. All right, dupes, your job here is almost done. We just need to seal this off, sort of, for a little bit. There we go. Now the chlorine's starting to flow in. Look at that. What are you detecting? This may not even be necessary. I might just be able to pull a low enough pressure down here to make it work. Yes, there we go. Oop, do you see that? There. Come on now. Come on now. Detect it. I know it's just a little bit of carbon dioxide. Oh, so close. Come on. Come on. We're almost there. Just a little bit more. And you know what? I think we're sealed up. Ha! Let's go ahead and deconstruct this power wire real quick, because we don't need that. Which means I can go in here and I can deconstruct the buildings as well. Get rid of that stuff. And this fairly pointless gas pipe. Get rid of that one. Oh no, it opened back up. Please, please, stay out of there, carbon dioxide. Who's suffocating? Me. Jeez, that is a dangerous spot to be down there. Come on, mate. Oh, that was close. Apply that to everything. We want these to be open. Otherwise, wow, that could be really dangerous. All right, so now let's see if this works. What I'm going to do here is just set this to 200 seconds. And the bottom one down here to 200 seconds as well. So then the water that's going to flow in here is not going to come from a pump, but rather it's going to come from the overflow of what I have right here, which is clean water, but full of germs. That'll be good, which means I can go back to re-enabling the squirrel wheels. We can get some power, baby. But of course, even pips need a little bit of automation. Oh, that's a lot of dangerous construction dupes. Oh boy. Open. Open. Oh gosh. You guys are gonna get so suffocated down here. Ah! Alright, so before we get carried away with all of that, let's finish up this pipes here. Make sure that we have some nice clean water. One more right up here. And what I should be able to see inside of here is some germs. Or if I click on this. Yes, it contains 10 kilograms of water with a certain amount of food poisoning inside of it. Matter of fact, you can kind of see that moving through there. Yeah, there it is. All right, so here comes the water that is full of germs right down here. So this is going to stage up just right in front of this liquid shutoff until it's time to flow in. One of the things I did here is I made sure that no water could flow through here and out over there. Really, these bridges are not needed, but at this point, they're kind of stuck here because I don't want to mess up my chlorine. However, you can see that the germs are now flowing inside of the liquid reservoir here, and you can see that the amount of food poisoning is going up. But that's because we keep adding more and more water that has germs inside of it. This is why it's really important to kind of make sure that we're not continually adding more and more water to this. We need to have a stage where this is just sitting in a chlorine environment without more water being added to it. That's why we need that shutoff valve before it. So this is going to run for a little bit here, and then we'll hopefully stop just a little bit after that. So there we go, now it's stopped. And you can see that the germs are dying off very, very quickly. So this is still in the loading stage right now, but we're still killing off these germs. So technically we're getting a little extra time this way. But you can see we were already down to about 8,000 germs, which is quite low, and we continue to drop rapidly after that, so it doesn't really take too long. Matter of fact, we're coming up on just kind of the loading stage. That's the end of it if we had a lot of water. We're already down to 600 germs right there for that entire environment. So having this inside of chlorine is a very, very effective way to kill off those germs inside there. This works for gas as well. Same setup, different. It's the exact same setup, just with gas. You can see here, we're only halfway through the actual phase where we would be expecting to actually get rid of all the germs. And you can see right there, we've already killed all of the germs that are inside of there. So we're just left with nice water without any food poisoning inside of it. Awesome. So at this point, we should be able to go ahead and let the rest of this cycle out. And that'll happen here in the next stage in just a few seconds. So here we go, we're coming up on that. And now we let the clean water flow out. So what we should see down here is absolutely no germs. I guess we see about, yeah, and you can see right there, inside of the water, 0 germs. Although it does look like we have a few germs that are coming in from the mechanized airlock. Hopefully that doesn't find its way into the water. I don't think it will. I'm getting rid of all of these door things It was kind of a fun idea, but I think I'm going to do something quite a bit different. Just seemed like a waste of material, really. All right, so just to run you through the automation here, this is timer set up to 200 on 200, and what it does is it runs to an input signal here, which counts up to 2. And then I have a reset for this, which is set to 200 seconds, so this will reset back to 0 right now. Boop, there we go. So when I'm running up here to the door that's below the liquid input, this is an AND gate, so it's taking our timer signal and it's taking the output from our signal counter here in order to flip that right here and then open the door. The other one here is using an exclusive OR, so XOR gate right there, and that's taking the same 2 signals, but that is running all the way up here to the input shutoff. So we should only be able to bring in water after kind of all of this phase is done. So we kind of have a 200 second where nothing is happening, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's just, it has 4 steps to the whole process. So that's pretty much it. So the nice thing about this one is compared to the systems I've done in the past is that this one does not require any plastic. So I'm not detecting any germs that are running through this. I just have it set up to run at a certain rate, and that's just, well, that's just what it does. So you can see more and more water finds its way in during this cycle right here, and it kills the germs off. Awesome. Love it. All right, so now all I got to do here is just make sure that we get rid of all of the extra pipes and stuff that I just don't need. And I think that's going to be it. I'm also going to get rid of all of this down here. We don't need that. All right, so now I'm seeing food poisoning in the water. What's up with that? Dupes, what are you doing? Did that actually end up in there because of the door? Or do I have some sort of problem with my system that I just don't see? Because see, we kill the germs off before it cycles out. See, that's completely dead before it ever runs out. Whoa, 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 dupes. Hey, I didn't say, no! Stop deconstructing that. I want that there. So I think what was happening here is I had this filter gate set up to the point where it was activating at the very end of its cycle, right when this thing was activating. So what was happening there is the door was technically still closed, although it was in the process of opening when this reactivated, causing the liquid to jump through it. So if I speed that up just a little bit right there, then it should be all right. Although this does bring up a cool little thing, is that if I was accidentally to get some sort of food poisoning down here for some reason or another, I should be able to activate this pump and then clean out the germs that find its way into my tank. So the one thing that would make this a bit better is if I was to actually just put another tank right here, just so that we stage it up in this tank before we let it flow to the other one. Which means, technically, I could have another door over here and get rid of the valve if I wanted to do that. But a 2-tank kind of stage thing is actually a pretty good way to go. So I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh no, dupes, don't fall down. Oh gosh, y'all fell down. You can go out. Oh, this is a mess. Come on, dupes. There we go. There we go. Jeez, don't stand in the door, Soulgate. You're letting out all of my precious chlorine, dude. Soulgate! Bacon! Bacon Lord, move over here. Do your work. Thank you. These dupes, I tell you what, I don't know what to do with them. Dude, you didn't even finish it. Alright, so there we go. Now we've got a double tank system. I think this is a little bit better here. This top one's killing off the germs that are flowing in. And down below, we will kill these. If, oh no, the carbon dioxide's flowing backwards into here. Crap. Alright, well there we go. I was able to suck up all the water, or should I say pretty much most of it. Which means it's all up here in these 2 things. And depending on which one it is, it may or may not have germs in it. That carbon dioxide flowed back in there, and that really kind of messed me up. But it's continuing to off gas, and we're continuing to build pressure up here, so I think it'll be alright. Alright, so down here we can see that we have water, and we don't have any germs in it, so although it did take a couple of extra tries here, I did get this thing to work out, so awesome. I have nice, clean water, very few germs in it, if not completely empty, so that's awesome. Double tanks, I think, is the way to go. Other things that I'm working on here, which is continuing to dig off to the right, make sure we explore and expand. Probably start to work with a little bit of the salt water here pretty soon, just to desalinate that. However, I will need more power, so I think that's going to be what I tackle next time. As far as power down here, The squirrel wheels are working out pretty good. Got a decent amount of power in the smart battery. And you can see we got the water sieve up and running. So, the two bases are starting to look a little bit different now. How do you feel about that, Meep? You feel fresh, don't you? Now, as far as ranching is concerned, look at this. The good Pip over here was able to plant up tons of arbor trees, except for one right there, for whatever reason. And I figured out what I'm going to put over here. Matter of fact, I am going to put a little bit of a shine nymph down there. So I'll put a little phosphorus down there, take some food, and give myself an airborne critter trap right there. Which means I can go in here and open up all of those, and hopefully bring in a little shine bug. What about that? Shine bug? Look tasty? Yes, it does. Dun 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 dun. Maybe I need more of those. There we go. There we go. Look at the little shine bug. Yes. Set that to auto. All the way over. Haha. All right, so there we have it. I think we've made some decent progress today. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little episode here of Oxygen Not Included. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Stay awesome. Peace. Brothgar out. Welcome to the Dupe Debrief. Excellent name there, Andrea Hawk. I think it fits perfectly. Now, sorry if my camera's on the fritz. It's been flashing like crazy recently. Just don't have the time to fix it right now. I gotta get this video up. Let's move on to the comments here. I like putting showers in my nature reserve so dupes can get a morale bonus while they're getting a morale bonus. Does that actually work? Considering the amount of likes on that comment, I think it might actually be a real thing. I might have to give that a try. Seems as if the Pip Union's coming back around, but this time you have little squirrel wheels that you can make use of. And there's many, many arbor trees. You should be very happy on this map, Pips. About the shine bug omelets, which sounded kind of cut off, they do give off 100, so you need 10 just to get 1 kilogram. So that is 10 per duplicant. I guess the downside to that is just the amount of frame rate it's going to hurt you with. Although, I've done it a few times. However, if we're really talking about like performance on your computer versus like food, if you're going for omelets, then you really want to go for the fish because they give you 2 kilograms per egg, which is way more. So I should definitely do a lot of fishing in this map. I should try that. I've done automated fish hatcheries before, but I might be able to, I don't know, find a way to take it to the next level somehow. Command line is saying that there is a mod called manual use only and will add a toggle to restrict loading by dupes. Well, technically that would mean it's not vanilla, but it would work as we would, so maybe I could use it on the other side of the map. Ah yes, no manual delivery. Considering what I'm trying to do here, this is a perfect fit, so I'm going to add that to my subscription. Press the little like button, very nice. Igor's talking about, you already have a lot of arbor trees. Maybe try to make some ethanol and use it for power. I think you're predicting the future. How did you manage to make the Pip plant all those oxyferns? In my game, they won't plant more than 6 of them. I made a 3-minute video that explains how the Pip planting rules work. You can go ahead and check it out. I'll actually link to that probably in the corner here. But it's super useful if that's what you want to do. Dudok's saying those sage hatches can work nicely in an ethanol system. So if I need to consume polluted dirt, then they could do that. Oh, you know what? Since I would have extra polluted dirt, I could also feed them to poke shells for steel, because it doesn't seem like I'm going to have a lot of fossil on this map. So I might need to generate lime that way. Okay, cool. In case you're wondering, the poke shell molt goes through the rock crusher and then turns into lime. Interesting. A lot of thoughts there, but at any rate, I gotta let you go so that I can get this video uploaded and start working on the next one. Have a great day, guys. Stay awesome. Peace. Brothgar out.